Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So, in our today's video, we will discuss about the limiting reactant. Before the start of the limiting reactant, you guys must know that what was the stoichiometric calculations. We have already know the stoichiometric calculations in which we discuss about the relationship of reactants and products. So, how many reactants are going to combine and what is the amount of products has been produced from the given reactants. So all these are the calculations. Now we are moving into the real stoichiometric calculations. So the first one term over there we have the limiting reactant. So the reactant that reacts completely in the reaction, it is called the limiting reactant. Or the other definition we can say that the reactant that controls the amount of product produced. It is known as the limiting reactant that limits up the reaction. Limits up the reaction means that is going to stop the reaction. That helps to stop the reaction. That reactant is known as the limiting reactant or the reactant that is smaller in quantity. That reactant is known as the basically limiting reactant that used up in the chemical reaction completely. So for all these purpose, we have to find that how we can identify the limiting reactant. If any reactant is consumed earlier in the chemical reaction, this is known as the limiting reactant in this chemical reaction. In this way, the amount of product forms. So basically, the amount of product that is produced by the reaction, it is also limited and it can be controlled with the help of the limiting reaction. For example, if we're going to take the different examples from the daily life, I'm going to make the sandwiches and I take 6 slices of bread and I take 7 kebabs. Now I'm just having 6 slices. It's mean from the 6 slices I can make 3 sandwiches and I will use 3 kebabs. Now the remaining 4 kebabs are in excess and here the slices are less in number, so these slices will be known as the limiting reactant. So this is the most common example of the limiting reactant. And next we have the limiting reaction from the chemistry. For example, here we have two molecules of hydrogen. Here we have two molecules of these are can be written as like this. It is going to react with the two molecules of oxygen. Then the resulting is two molecules of water and plus we have oxygen. So in this reaction we have seen that the two hydrogen molecules and two oxygen molecules combine and they produce two water molecules and we have oxygen over there that is present in excess. So it will be the product that is in the excess and it just remain as it is. But on the other hand, when we have look on this reaction, due to the less amount of the hydrogen, we just gain only two water molecules. So here hydrogen is known as mainly the limiting reactant because it stops the reaction or it controls the reaction. So that's why here hydrogen is known as the limiting reactant that is less in number and that is consumed completely in the reaction for the products formation. Next we have the examples from daily life. Here we have total 6 slices of bread and we have the two pieces of lamb, and we have cabbage. It's three pieces, one, two, and three. At the end, we will be able to make the total sandwich from it. It is just two. Now, what is the reason? As we were having six slices, so we can be able to make the three sandwiches. We were having the three pieces of the cabbage, so we can make the three slices, three sandwiches. But on the other hand, here we have just two lamb bases. So this is the reactant that is present in less amount or less quantity. It controls the reaction, and due to this, we just be able to have two products uh, as compared to the three. If we were having the three pieces, then we will be able to find three products. But on the other hand, here, due to the less quantity of the reactant number two, it consumed completely, and it controls the reaction, and it stops the next production of the products, that is mainly sandwich. So this is known as the limiting reactor that controls the reaction, that stops the reaction, that is going to limit the production of products. So this is all about today's lecture. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section. In the next, we have the properties of the limiting reactant and the reactant that is present in excess amount. So here the limiting reactant, it is used up in the reaction completely. So there is no reactant left behind. On the other hand, it determines the amount of the product. So the amount of products depends upon it. So limiting reactant controls the production of products. On the other hand, the excess reactant, it is added to ensure that the other reactant is completely used up. For example, if we want to have some specific product, for example, here we have A and B, it is going to produce C. So here we have three A's and we have four B's. Now, as 4B it is present in larger amount, so it will be the excess reactant, and it must be cheaper and easier to recycle. This is the main property of the excess reactant. And in our next topic, we will discuss about the identification of the limiting reactant. How can we identify the limiting reactant in the given reaction? So this is all about today's video, and you guys have a good day, and Allah Hafiz.